The captaincy streak has just about continued. We've had no blanks in the last 7 game weeks. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future captain picks. First up on the shortlist is Haaland. He's just scored 5 goals against Luton in the FA Cup, and he faces United at the Etihad in the Manchester derby. Saka's banging form at the minute. He's had 4 double-digit hauls in the last 5 matches, and that other match was 9 points. He does have to travel away from home this game week, but it is against the worst defence in the league, and they've got the worst defensive numbers for home fixtures as well. It's Sheffield United. And lastly, Son. He's got the potential to be playing out of position like he used to, and that's against Palace at home. As expected, Haaland's got the best non-penalty stats per 90 minutes on the whole shortlist. Saka and Son are trailing quite far behind, even though they get an additional point for every goal scored and XG registered in the calculations. Saka's got the more promising underlying stats than Son, and they're better at projecting future return points than actual return points themselves. But to be fair to Son, he has displayed through the years that he is a clinical finisher, so there's barely anything to split Saka and Son. All 3 players on the shortlist are on penalty duties for their respective clubs. Well, that's if Saka's not feeling generous and giving one to his teammate. But at least he is the main man on indirect free kicks and corners at Arsenal. As for Haaland, he takes the odd direct free kick, but that's pretty rare, and Son doesn't take any. When it comes to the probability, Haaland's got the highest anytime goal scorer odds, Saka's got the highest anytime assist odds, but overall, with them both combined, Haaland's got a 5% higher chance of success. In all fairness to Saka, he does get an extra point for every goal scored, so I'd say that his weighted odds are actually slightly better than Haaland's. It is worth noting that these odds are based on the assumption that each player plays 90 minutes. We will take a look at the expected minutes later on in the video. The points projections take into account the expected minutes and the odds, along with a lot of other factors. Haaland's got the highest overall with 7.5 in FPL Review. However, on Fantasy Football Fix, Saka's got the highest overall with 6.9. Although both data models disagree on the winner, it's fair to say that they both agree that Son is in 3rd place. It is small margins to split the top 2. Saka's got the highest projection with 7.05 and Haaland trails by just 0.05. Something that's clear to see is that Saka faces the easiest opponents in Sheffield United. They've got the worst defence in the league, and when you take a look at the defensive numbers for home teams, they've got the worst figure for that as well. And that's not just for the goals conceded, that's also for the expected goals conceded metric. Of course, the other 2 players do have the home advantage, but I don't think that's enough to overlook how poor that Sheffield United defence is. Before we make a decision, we're going to carry out a quick risk assessment. All 3 players have had an adequate amount of resting time. Haaland and Saka were dragged off early in their matches, but to be fair, they were winning by quite a margin, and if that happens again, the chances are that the team's got a few goals, and they've probably got a hand in at least one of them. Because of that, they are missing 4 expected minutes in comparison to Son, but that doesn't faze me. I don't want to captain Son this game week based on what I've seen. He's in 3rd place. There's not much to split the other 2 players. I'd happily captain either of them, but for me, I think I'm going to go against the crowd this game week. I'm going to captain the player that plays the worst defence in the league, and that's Saka. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any more captain videos.